Jason,
It's
tell
just
me a little bit about what you do with CM Web Group.
okay. So I'm head of help desk here at CI Web Group. I manage a team of web developers. I think we are currently at 11 or 12 people, and we have 24/7 support.
So, for anybody that's looking to start a web project with us, what are your recommendations as far as them getting organized? What kind of information do they need to be prepped and ready for that process? I don't think they should wait till the end when they're ready to go live to prep.
Correct, correct. There's just a few key things that we need. So we need the domain registrar. So their domain needs to be updated, and it needs to be delegated to domain@ciwebgroup.com. That way we have access to it, and we can handle it. We also need, if we're going to be migrating their website, we need their website files packaged up and sent to us. So these are two key things that we send instructions to, like very clear instructions. It's not that difficult. And a lot of times companies have somebody that can help them, you know, with that information if they're not too technically inclined.
What are some of the things you're proud of when it comes to the team, the response time? I know you're amazing at managing the help desk team. You've got a lot of experience. What would you say about our service expectations and what we're delivering?
Yeah, we are constantly aware of that and working on it and always looking for ways to improve. But I'm very proud of our team. We are very on top of tickets. And so we have a few key people that monitor the inbox, and we get in there and we see what the request is about. And, a lot of times the tickets go to our team. Other times the tickets go to elsewhere, like the SEO team or the account manager, right? So we have to determine, we have to triage it and see, what proper route should be taken. But we're pretty good at doing that very quickly. We aim to triage tickets within 1 hour, 1 to 2 hours tops. And then after that, there's a developer that's working on it and processing that.
When is it not a help desk ticket? When is it that this is too much? This is a web project. Like there's a line, of course, where help desk support is really for quick changes, quick additions, change outs of pictures, images, promos, and so forth. But sometimes I've seen like a ticket request come in and it's like 3 pages long, and that is clearly not a help desk ticket. That is, you're looking to have a new website designed.
Mhm.
How do you manage what's a help desk ticket versus when does it need to get kicked back and they need to go through a discovery call to figure out really where are we headed with this?
Yeah, great question. And we've set the threshold at, if it's going to take a developer 4 or more hours to do the work, then to let me know. And so when they come to me, I go to my boss and we kind of, take a step back and do an assessment, contact the account manager, see if this is something that the account manager is aware of, and just kind of talk through the whole process that way and see if, this might be a lot of work that we need to charge them for. It's like you said, it's a website redesign. It's not a
Mhm.
simple update, right? And so, yeah, we make that assessment. But that threshold is 4 hours or more, then, it's not really a regular help desk ticket.
Helpful hints or tips for a client who wants to get changes done. How thorough can they be, and what can help you guys be able to understand what the request is, where it goes, and exactly what they want? I know that'll speed things up as well. What kind of recommendations would you give them?
Yeah, I know everybody's busy, and I know our clients are. It's a combination of being out in the field and in the office, and they have several things that they're doing. A lot of times they're on the fly. They're probably on the road and they're on their phone and they're like, "Hey, I need this done on my website. I just noticed that somebody called in." Um, but really, what I can say is that if you take the time to provide as much detail as possible, that really, really helps us, because there's times where we have to kind of go and try to decipher what the request is and try to, we look at their request in the email and then we go to their website and try to figure out exactly being communicated. So if you can be very clear and concise in what needs to be done and provide screenshots if possible. If you're talking about a particular page on your website, provide the URL to that page. All these things are very, very helpful in us being able to dissect and get the work done quickly.
Compared to previous companies you worked for, what do you feel like the biggest differences are with CI Web Group, the culture, leadership, your team, like our clients even? What do you think some of the biggest differences are?
Wow. So, I mean, from a client perspective, it's a fairly different industry than I've typically been in. I've managed customer support, customer success organizations for tech companies primarily. But our clients are really fun people. They're very lively. They're very kind. And it feels like, my coworkers they feel like extended family, right? It's a very tight knit, even though a lot of them I haven't met in person. Like we were on a lot of calls together, and there's just this camaraderie that's amazing.
What would you say about the quality of talent, skill, compassion? Like, what are the characteristics that make up CI Web Group employees who we're bringing in? What do you see?
I see a lot of very competent people. We have a highly technical team in all aspects of digital marketing, web development. We have DevOps, we have QA team, like I mentioned before. So it's a very highly technical team that's always aspiring to learn more, to keep up with the latest technologies. For example, like with AI, we're using that and putting that into use. So yeah, and the Bold Leadership Program, for example, that it's amazing. I'm looking forward to attending that in a couple of weeks. But that's just a perfect example of, from the top down, the leadership being invested in people growing and learning and understanding what it takes to be a leader and what it means to be a leader and how that affects the rest of your team, people that you're managing.
What's the personality traits you would want to see in a client?
Personality trait of a client. Just be ready to roll up your sleeves and jump in and trust that we have the expertise and your success at heart when we're operating, because we have a proven system. And if you trust us to implement that and to work with you, not only can we put it into action, but we can report on it and show you exactly like where you are now and step by step, like what improvements are happening. So we set the goals. It's like, here's where you are now. This is where you want to be in a year. Here's exactly how we're going to make that happen. And here are your account managers. Here are the people that are going to be in touch with you to give you updates on how to reach your goals. And so we just really need clients to be on board with that and to be ready to respond, because we are going to have to ask them for things, for data, for information. And so the more they can work with us and be responsive to that, the quicker and better we can operate and deliver.